time has come to slice into the 12-pound pile of top sirloin, you said?
Absolutely.
Joining us now is Derek Pennell. He is the head chef here at JR's. How long did you have to cook that big boy for?
That was in overnight, so almost 12 hours at 275, low and slow. Keeps it nice and tender and moist.
Low and slow.
Low and slow.
What are we making with it today?
We're going to make a Yorkie beef dip, which is a spin on a traditional beef dip. So instead of being on a roll or that sort of thing, we make our own Yorkshire pudding bowl that's larger, and we roll that up in there, and we make an au jus with a little bit of Dijon and horseradish mayonnaise.
Let's get into it.
Great.
What's the first thing that we need to do?
So what we're going to do is now this one has rested, which is very important that you always let your meat rest so that the juices go back into the meat and they're not all over the board when we cut into it.
Okay.
It keeps the meat nice and tender and moist that way.
And if you cook this overnight, how long would that resting period be?
At least an hour.
Okay.
You want to go an hour for sure.
Look at that. Oh.
So we're just going to go right down here and do some nice thin slices.
Perfect. So why thin slices as opposed to thick ones?
It's just easier to eat that way. You're gonna be picking this up and eating it with your hands, and you don't want a big hunk of meat.
Okay, okay. And what will we do with everything that's left here in the pan?
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this aside, and I'm gonna make the au jus. So what we do with that is I'll just turn this burner on here. And here I have veal stock that's been heating up, so that's made with roasted veal bones and a mirepoix, which is carrots and onions and celery.
You make it from scratch?
From scratch, yep.
Oh, okay, go on, sorry.
And so what we do with that is we roast all those vegetables and the bones off, and then we top it with water, and we let that go for about 12 hours. And so that's here, and we just pour that right in.
Where did you learn how to be such a good cook?
I grew up cooking with my mother and grandparents and that sort of thing, and I always loved to be in the kitchen, and it's sort of an artistic outlet. I like to draw on poetry and that sort of thing, and then when I was in my mid-20s I went to culinary school at Algonquin and just took it from there, and here I am today.
Smells awesome. Okay, we've got about a minute left, so what's the first step to building the
Okay, so what we're going to do is you're going to build it actually.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to take the beef and you're just going to layer it in there.
Okay.
Beautiful, that's great. A little bit less.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. Just more of that.
And then what you want to do is just get your hands in here and just roll it right up.
Oh, you roll it?
And then we're going to take a couple toothpicks. Just like so.
Oh, I didn't expect you to roll it.
And then we're going to cut it in half. Put it right on the plate here. And then here we have a little bit of, as I said earlier, the horseradish and Dijon mayonnaise.
And you dip it in there.
And that we can dip in there. And then we also do a little bit of the au jus. So I'll just grab a spoon right here.
Yeah, sure. So the au jus is ready that fast?
Yeah, we're just getting the flavor from the drippings out of the pan by dumping in the hot veal stock, but the veal stock is where we're getting most of the flavor from.
Now we've got another cooking segment with you a little bit later in the show. What are we making?
We're going to make an apple and brie stuffed chicken.
Okay, and just so you know, both the beef Yorkie dip and the apple and brie stuffed chicken were featured on national television as one of the stops that you've got to make when you come to Almonte. So if you head to the JR's restaurant website, you can look at all of the information. All right, Derek, I got to put your cooking to the test.
Absolutely.
All right, stay with us. We've got more to come from Almonte. That's good.
Good.